Priya, with her bright eyes, loved chai. Not the sugary kind, but the real deal, brewed with spices. She sipped it in a Seattle cafe, feeling a warm sensation inside. Outside, rain poured. Typical Seattle. Across the room, there sat Jake. He was all American, and he loved his coffee, strong and black. He watched Priya over his mug, something about her intrigued him. He worked up the courage and walked over. "Hi, I'm Jake." Priya looked up, startled. "Priya," she smiled. Jake felt a connection. He didn't know why, but Priya felt it too, something new and exciting. This was the start of their story. Jake loved Priya's name. Exotic, he thought. Priya found Jake's name simple, easy. They talked for hours that day. Priya spoke of India, the colors, the chaos, the warmth. Jake listened, captivated. He told her about America, open roads, big dreams. Priya invited Jake home for Diwali. He was nervous, but her family was welcoming. They fed him samosas, spicy and delicious. He loved them. Jake saw a new side of Priya, dutiful daughter, loving sister. Priya saw Jake's respect for her culture. It touched her heart. Their dates were interesting, a mix of two worlds. Priya took Jake to a Bollywood movie. He didn't understand the words but loved the energy. She explained the dance moves, the music. He even tried to learn a step or two. Priya laughed, his attempts were cute. Jake took Priya to a football game. She found it confusing at first, but Jake's enthusiasm was contagious. She cheered with him. They explored each other's worlds, one date at a time. They learned, laughed, and grew closer. Their love story was blossoming. One day, Jake decided to cook for Priya. He attempted her favorite chicken curry. He followed a recipe, or so he thought. The result? A disaster. The kitchen was a war zone. The curry was inedible. Priya walked in to find Jake covered in turmeric. They both burst out laughing. It became their inside joke. "Remember the curry?" they'd say, years later, still laughing. There were other funny moments. Jake trying to speak Hindi, Priya trying to understand American slang. Each misstep, a moment of joy. Then came the tough part, meeting the families. Priya's parents were apprehensive. An American boy, their daughter? Jake's parents were worried too. Their son, marrying someone so different, would they fit in? The first meeting was awkward. Silence, then forced smiles. Cultural differences felt huge. Priya and Jake felt caught in the middle. But they didn't give up. They knew love was worth fighting for. They just had to convince their families. It wouldn't be easy. Priya and Jake became cultural ambassadors. They explained traditions patiently. They highlighted similarities, not just differences. They organized dinners, Indian food one day, American the next. They made their families interact. Slowly walls started to crumble. Jake's mom loved Priya's samosas. Priya's dad enjoyed Jake's stories about America. They found common ground, love, laughter, and good food. It wasn't a complete change, but it was a start. Acceptance grew. Priya and Jake felt relieved. Their love story could continue. But there were still challenges, whispers in the community, judgment in some eyes. Priya and Jake learned to ignore it. Their love grew stronger. They supported each other. Through the doubts, the judgments, they stood strong. Their love was their shield. One day, Jake proposed. On a rainy Seattle night, just like the day they met. Priya said yes without a doubt. This was their destiny. Their families were happier now. They saw the love, the commitment. They knew this was real. The wedding planning began. A fusion was inevitable. The wedding was beautiful, a mix of Indian and American traditions. Priya wore a stunning red lehenga. Jake wore a sherwani, looking handsome. There was a traditional Indian ceremony, followed by an American reception. Samosas were served alongside burgers, Bhangra music followed by pop songs. It was chaotic, colorful, and full of love. Two families, two cultures became one. Priya and Jake's love story was an example. Love knows no boundaries. Life wasn't always easy after the wedding. Challenges remained, but Priya and Jake faced them together. Their bond unbreakable. They built a life, a home filled with love and laughter. They honored both their cultures. Their children grew up embracing both. Priya and Jake's story is a reminder. Love can conquer all. It teaches us to embrace differences, to celebrate diversity, and most importantly, to choose love. Always.